Welcome to this short interview series on restoring travel confidence. My name is Dolores and I'm a hospitality keynote speaker and trainer, helping companies to build authentic digital connections with their audience.
Thank you for tuning in for another interview. This time we are in Sri Lanka, and I have the pleasure of having with me Arjuna Perera from Theme Resorts based in Colombo. And thank you very much for joining me.
Dolores. Thank you very much again for choosing me for this interview and for the opportunity. And it's a pleasure for me.
Before we go into our conversation today, which is about how do we communicate with our customers and how do we restore travel confidence, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Arjuna Perera. I'm the sales manager for Theme Resorts. We have Theme Resorts has 9 properties across the island.
How long have you been in the hotel industry in Sri Lanka?
In total, I would say about 10 years now.
So many hotels operating in Sri Lanka, and the borders still closed. They're supposed to open this week, and now the opening is delayed to early September, so I'm told. So how are you operating your resorts?
No, we are in operation. All our properties are in operation. So it has been about about 2 months we were in operation. So now we have quite a good response from the local market, and we have put out some offers for them to travel.
In fact, it's quite interesting to see that for destinations like Sri Lanka and Mauritius, some of the resorts are operating, attracting local markets, and obviously to keep going, get the business going.
Yeah.
It is in a way what we can call a new normal. What does the new normal look like for your resort in Sri Lanka?
This COVID-19 has affected all the industries across the board. Most of the companies has benefited from this new normal, in the sense like working from home. If you take, for example, I mean, employees are more happy to do their work from home, and for the companies, they have seen that it has been productive as well, and at the same time it has been cost effective for a company. But on the other hand, if you take the industry we are in, especially the hotels, we are in a total different industry where the physical presence is a must, and the other parties, we have to build that confidence for the client to travel to the hotels.
What are you doing at the hotel to sort of like living and breathing this new normal?
Greeted you as I-born. So it's contactless greeting, but it was practiced in Sri Lanka. In our hotels, we adhere to the guidelines given by the World Health Organization and the local health authorities. Starting from the check-in process, even before check-in, we take the details from the clients so that they have a smooth check-in process.
These measures that are in place and obviously implemented at the property level, they must be communicated to your customers through your website, through your social media, through your communication channels, through your marketing message. What do you think is the key message that should be communicated to the consumers?
What we first did was we did a small video clip of our hotel practices from check-in process until the checkout. What are the practices we have at our hotels? So that has been communicated to all our business partners around the world, and to the clients as well. And it's on YouTube and everywhere, so that client will know before coming to a hotel what are the practices we have. I mean, we what we have implemented and what we practice at the hotels. We did a small survey on our client base. We have a huge client base. We have sent each and every person a survey, and with the objective of getting their idea about traveling after COVID. So what we did was we introduced a voucher system. As I told before, now the local people are traveling, so not the foreign. So we were the first hotel chain to introduce that in Sri Lanka, where they can book a voucher, and they can decide when they want to go. So we gave a very attractive rate with some value additions. So for example, if you can just buy a voucher from our website, and you can decide when to go. And we were very flexible with the cancellation policies. If you want to amend 2-3 times, we have given that option for them. We sold over 1,000 room nights within about a week on that voucher system. So a lot of hotel chains, after that, they tried the same concept.
At the moment, you've said that the borders are closed. The projections it is to reopen by September.
That's the plan at the moment, but they haven't given an exact date for that. Many hotels are now in operation for the local market, and unfortunately, there are few hotels which are closed down.
So you said you're open to local markets at the moment. Where do the locals like to go to explore their own country?
I would say majority like to go for the places where less people. If I say, even with us, we have a couple of properties like that. What I told in Nakas, the wild glamping, it's a camping site, and your vehicle can't reach the property itself. We need to pick you up from a point and take you to our property. So it's quite isolated, and very little mobile reception. Mostly look into nature-based properties and more into nature.
It seems to me that it's not about social distancing, it's more like social isolation. All the hotels that you have in Sri Lanka are located in very beautiful, natural places. What are you doing at property level? What actions are you taking at the properties to make the travelers feel safe again?
We practice all the health and safety guidelines given by the World Health Organization and the local health authorities. Our main purpose is to encourage in-room dining and set menus, things like that, where it will be more beneficial.
I have a bonus question for you.
Okay.
What will happen after we reopen the border in Sri Lanka? Do you expect how do you expect the travel traffic to pick up again?
So basically, if you take a client or a guest, they earlier they went for a hotel because of the food, maybe because of the food, maybe because of the experience they get, or maybe because of the view that hotel had, or maybe the price. So things like that. But now there's a new factor, which is safety. All these mentioned factors are there, but now the new safety factor has come to a play. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that our resorts practice the proper health and safety guidelines, and more than that, we need to make sure the client's confidence. I mean, to increase their confidence to come to our hotel. I mean, why should they visit this particular hotel? Why should they book this hotel? So that is the main goal. I mean, once the borders are open, we have to be very effective with our health and safety and boosting the confidence of the client.
Well, thank you very much for joining me today. Would you like to leave us with a welcoming message to Sri Lanka?
Before that, I would like to give an example how hospitable Sri Lankan people are. I'm not sure whether you saw that video clip. It went viral in all over the media. At the beginning of this outbreak in March, a lot of people, I mean, the clients who were traveling in Sri Lanka, they quickly, their travel agents wanted them to come back to their country. And a lot of people quickly changed their plans and went back to their countries. But there were few people, few tourists who couldn't get back to their country, and they were actually stuck in Sri Lanka. But some people didn't have money, and they didn't have the support from their countries to get them back to whatever their destination. So in a particular city called Ella in Sri Lanka, I think you have heard of it. The hotels and the people there, they actually gave free accommodation and food for these people who were stuck. My message is, I mean, Sri Lanka is an amazing country. If I may say, our Sri Lankan community is the most hospitable community in the world. I mean, we have contained this situation very well from the beginning. You know, it has not affected the community. It has been properly contained. So Sri Lanka is safe. And my message is, once again, come to Sri Lanka. We are waiting for you all. And yes, it's a country filled with smile. So
it is.
Yes.
It is. It's a beautiful destination, and I personally hope to visit again soon. The experience, the spirituality, the food journey, the nature, and it has a very special place in my heart. Thank you very much for being with us today. I'm sure the conversation on restoring travel confidence will continue, and we will be back in Sri Lanka shortly. Well, thank you very much, and all the best.
Thank you very much. And thank you once again for the opportunity. And Ayubowan.